Another series loss and Gautam Gambhir comes up to front the media. We might be hailing Gautam Gambhir, the Indian cricket coach, for being very straightforward, blunt, but this is a press conference that will be remembered for all the wrong reasons, because in several comments that Gautam Gambhir has made throughout the 13-minute 22-second press conference, there were two instances in which Gambhir, his words today seem like a cop-out. Because after the humiliation of Barsapara, you now have a test coach under whose legacy you now have 2 straight years of whitewashes at home, 3-0 versus New Zealand, 2-0 versus South Africa, and it doesn't look like it will improve in the coming years. Now, as far as the 2 series losses is concerned against New Zealand and South Africa, Gautam Gambhir gave a very interesting take on that particular series loss and why it is foolish to compare the South Africa loss also. Because he mentioned in that press conference, series against New Zealand, we had a different side. This series had a different team. The experience, if you compare, is chalk and cheese. Comparing everything with New Zealand is a long narrative. 4-5 batters in the top 8 have literally played less than 15 tests. They are learning on the job. 4-5 batters playing less than 15 tests. I agree, Ashwin's departure, Rohit's departure, Virat's departure are all grave, understood. But 4 to 5 batters playing 10 to 15 tests, unless Gambhir has forgotten his own 11. Yashasvi Jaiswal has played more than 20 tests. Same with KL Rahul, he's played over 60 tests. Shubman Gill has played more than 30 tests. You look at it, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja, everybody's played more than 50-60 tests. You look at, yes, Dhruv Jurel has not played that many tests. Nitish Reddy has not played that many tests. Agreed. Sai Sudarshan hasn't played that many tests. Agreed. But 3 out of your 7-8 batters. Now, I agree, Virat and Rohit going left a huge gaping hole as far as the experience is concerned. But then 4-5 batters. What changed between New Zealand and South Africa? Yes, the personnel, 3 of them left. But then you still have majority of the core. Mohammad Siraj, Jasprit Bumrah, your bowlers and batters are still 80% of them are the same. But then Gautam Gambhir throughout the press conference was really ensuring that okay, maybe there are some comments which will stir up the debate. And one is on his BCCI availability. Is he going to continue as the coach? On that, Gautam Gambhir has given one major update. He said, it is up to the BCCI to decide. We took the decision, whenever the tough decisions have been taken, Gambhir had mentioned, we took the decision taking into account the best interests of the team. We believed it was the right decision to get the job done. Indian cricket is important, not an individual. I am the same guy who got results in England and the same guy who won the Champions Trophy and Asia Cup. Really. He has given his credentials. I am the same guy who helped you draw the series in England in placid conditions under a substandard bowling lineup, yet you couldn't win the series. White ball, no one is bringing up the debate at all. Gambhir as a white ball coach is phenomenal. But then it sounded like desperation. BCCI, it is up to them to take the call. Now, in the history of Indian cricket, no coach has ever gotten away with series losses. Gambhir now has the unfortunate legacy of 2 whitewashes at home. Is he to blame? Not entirely. Is the administration decisions to blame? Yes, it is. Because he's himself caught up in the pitch trap that happened in Kolkata. This is the same wicket, this is the wicket that we asked for. It could very well haunt Gambhir. Now this looks like a desperate attempt to cling to the last straws. Okay, I might get a turn. But with 2 whitewashes in 2 years and with India not playing a test match for 10 months now, the time is right now for change. Unfortunate for Gambhir, but yes, you have got to back the walk. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. Gambhir may have talked the talk, but he has not walked the walk in tests, unfortunately. Now on the other bit, when we have to look at the other major point that he did was on players playing domestic cricket. Now, players playing domestic cricket, Gambhir had said everybody has to value domestic cricket. So the players went and played. After the BGT humiliation, players did go and play. But now it looks like it is softening, because Gambhir in the press conference mentioned how much you want to do well in test cricket. You can't just keep telling players at international level that you're going to go and play domestic cricket. If you feel that's the best way for you to prepare yourself for test cricket, I think it has to come from within. Within. How can players suddenly switch on in a series that, okay, for 10 years you didn't even give a damn about Ranji Trophy, you didn't give a damn about domestic cricket. Suddenly a new regime imposes something on you, you have to play domestic cricket. How will the players turn themselves on? For 10 years, this was the dark legacy of the Rohit and Virat eras. Under the garb of, okay, the schedule is packed, how can we play domestic cricket? How dare you even assume that we play domestic cricket? This is the problem. Suddenly now it has to come from within. I am sorry, the vagaries of the calendar are such, it cannot come from within. Your priorities will then get skewed. It is on the calendar though that Gambhir had a very interesting take, because he mentioned on scheduling, God forbid, blasphemy, scheduling. Scheduling does make a difference. Imagine 3 days back, 3 days before the start of the first test match, we were in Australia, and suddenly you come back from there and you have to join a test team and you have to got 2 days to plan with the test side. I have never ever seen Gautam Gambhir give this kind of an excuse. I'm sorry for all the bluntness, for all the straightforward nature that Gautam Gambhir has done. Sure, it is a good situation that yes, you have a coach who fronts up, but it cannot be taken as an excuse. Scheduling, honestly, with the BCCI at this point in time, how do you ensure you get a gap? Ask your test specialists to play the Ranji Trophy in the period where they are not playing white ball cricket. But will they play white ball cricket? Will they sacrifice white ball cricket and IPL? I don't think so. Your next test match is going to take place 10 months later. Now what are you going to do? This is one huge problem. The scheduling thing is a straight cop-out from Gautam Gambhir, and this is very surprising in more ways than one. Now, as far as the other situation is concerned, players playing domestic cricket, now at this point in time, you have to understand one more major thing: the transition. What is the meaning of transition? Transition means that your one certain set of people have gone away and another new bunch has come in. But here, look at it. Gambhir on transition now has a very interesting take. I don't think so ever in Indian cricket something like this has happened, where the transition is happening in the spin bowling department and in the batting department as well. With this test team, obviously the transition is happening in both the skill sets. Ashwin retiring, I understand. Huge blow. You don't have a premier spinner anymore. But your batters, yes, spin and batting, you're having a transition. But isn't your core almost the same? This is where the priorities need to be set alight. And Gautam Gambhir, yes, he may have fronted up yet again. Kudos to him for fronting up after a loss. But I'm sorry, 2 comments, the scheduling and the coaching bit, up to the BCCI to decide. It sounds like a straight cop-out. Because at this point in time, Gautam Gambhir, I understand, he's having the pressure of 2 straight whitewashes at home in 2 consecutive years. But after that, can his position be tenable? That's one problem. So that's why Gautam Gambhir, yes, it's a bad time for him. We hope under his tenure, Indian cricket can bounce back in test matches. But now, in the middle of a WTC, it seems very hard. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.